Well, good morning, everybody. We'll start off your day with one of my favorite vintage magazine covers. And I actually have this kit in my stash somewhere of old Alfred E. Newman. But yeah, I love this book. But anyway, this is an update on one of my current builds, and which would be this 1/16 scale 69 Dodge Charger. Of course, this is the Dukes of Hazzard kit. And great kit. I scored this one at a decent price. Really super crisp in the box. No crushing, no damage. The body is really pretty good. It's straight. Of course, typical MPC kits. A lot of flash plastic. This probably was the last iteration of this kit. You know, the earlier, of course, there was originally the Petty NASCAR Charger, which had the 72 body on it, which was the last one I built. And then they did the Street Charger version, in which they created an interior tub for. This one they didn't, and I'm guessing they kept the roll cage and everything because it is the Duke's car, which had a roll cage and stuff. I don't know if this is exact, but I went on and kept it in there. But they just came up with like a side door panel that goes in this particular one. And of course they didn't fit, so I've been sanding and cleaning on those, but pretty basic stuff. And the dashboard is extremely rudimentary. It's just kind of flat with a wood grain front. Has the Charger emblem on it, but not great, but it's okay. I mean, for what this is, I was gonna completely pro street this, but I didn't want to end up hacking it up, and it's got pretty good size wheel tubs in it anyway, so I didn't want to chop it up. Did do some tire and rim change. These are 3D printed from 3D Scale Creations, and he did a great job on these. I wanted some. It's not focusing here. Let's see. There we go. He did a great job on these. So, and of course I sprayed these with the Molotow Chrome, and basically I got some real nice skinnies up front. And the rear are more low profile. They're wide, but they are shorter than the kit tire. So they fit up in here nice, but give it this nice low stance. And what I can do on this chassis, of course it has shackles, old school. There's 3 adjustment holes. So I have left this loose. I glued this with a flexible glue. I've left this loose so I can actually adjust the ride height for this. I haven't been able to mount the tires yet because I've got to get the brake drums are going to be painted body color, so I haven't been able to mount those. I did modify this part of the hub to accept these 3D printed rims, and the brake drum glues up to this, and then the whole rim slips over that brake drum, so it worked out good. I shot this whole thing in Tamiya light gunmetal. Just kept it real simple. Of course, this has the typical, the old MPC steering front end, nightmare. But it's okay. This is the second one of these I've done this year, so I kind of got the hang of it now. So it's all nice and clean. And now what I'm doing is I've been painting all the other parts, got everything cleaned up, and I've been painting all the other colored parts to go in there. Of course, everything else is, there's just mostly a lot of little chrome bits and pieces. So what I'm going to be doing today, if it's quiet enough in here, is I'm going to be going over the body and doing some cleanup work on it. There's never a straight edge on these kits. I mean, everything has just always got a crooked edge to it. So I'll be using my sanding sticks there, and just going around the entire body, cleaning all the edges up. Inside the hood's not great. I mean, it's got some gaps in it already. I haven't even touched it other than get the sprue off the edges, the connections, but it's not straight, so I'm gonna have to try to straighten that up as best I can. So that's pretty much where I'm at on this. I'm just gonna keep this short and sweet. I've got some photo reduced gauges from one of my eBay guys, and I'm gonna try to cut those and get them mounted on the gauge cluster, which mounts from the back of the dash panel. These parts here, which is your upper and lower valance for the front and rear end of the car, just like with the 72 that I built, they're just too narrow. So I'm gonna have to basically squeeze that front end together when I put those on there. And I was hoping that I would be able to put those on before I paint, and but I don't think it's going to work. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that and fit it down over the chassis, because you have to spread the body quite a bit to get it around the firewall, which it does fit. I mean, I've already had this inside the body, nice snug fit. It's a little thick in here. They've got some roll bar padding on the driver's side, so it's kind of close to the driver's side edge of the roof. You can see it more, which I don't really particularly care for, but not the end of the world. So that's where I'm at anyway on that. And this is another one of those, just been kind of building this on the side, because I brought this down here. I started cleaning this and putting this together about a month ago. And I just, there's so much flash plastic on this, especially the roll bar. I mean, there was literally enough plastic to make another roll bar with all the flash that was on here. It's just horrible. All of these chassis components just have to be scraped and scraped and sanded and scraped and scraped, and they're still not perfect, but it's not bad once you get all the paint on there. I've got everything, you know, C8 in there. It's nice and sturdy. But it, you know, just typical MPC kit. They've just got so much flash plastic on them. It's just really aggravating and time consuming. You know, it's not like a lot of the newer kits where you just don't have to spend hours and hours and hours cleaning. But if you want to build this kit and make it look right, that's what you're going to have to do. So but anyway, I got finally figured out my paint scheme for this thing, so I'm getting anxious to get this in primer. I got all the engine components and everything else in primer. A lot of the other parts, I got those primed last night. If I can get this body cleaned up enough today and do a little light sanding on it, just knock all the hard lines off of everything, then maybe get that in primer tonight. Might be able to shoot some paint this weekend, but with the rain that we've had, it could be too humid, and I'm not going to rush this and screw this up. This is another build that's going to be pulling the other 1/16 scale drag boat that I've got, which is going to be a little different, different motor in this one. I've got a 572 blown big block going in that one, and of course different paint. I have finally figured out what I'm going to do with the paint scheme on that. Won't tell you yet about that. I'll kind of surprise you with that later, but stay tuned, and hope you guys are all building. A few shop cards went out. Some of you guys asked for shop cards again. I still have probably 20 of them left, so if you want a shop card, hit me up, email Rat Daddy Studios with an S on the end at gmail.com. Hit me up. I'll be glad to send you one out as soon as possible. So have a good day, and I'm going to see you again real soon, and keep building.